Hey guys, it's Jonathan Lamb from LJPHOTOCORP. I'm here to do a review of the Canon Eos M. Hi guys, so this video is going to be divided into 5 stages. Firstly being features and functionality, design, image quality, video quality, and overall usability of the camera. So first off in features and functionality, we got the Canon Eos that has the 18 megapixel CMOS sensor. This is the same in the 650D and the 7D and allows it to have superb image quality on such a small body. Second design, it has a 3-inch touchscreen, capacitive touchscreen, which allows you to control all the menu buttons and all your manual controls from that touchscreen. So the next thing that was probably added for a bit of fun is the range of automatic and creative options. So in the Canon, you can choose from a range of creative filters such as grainy, black and white to fisheye effect. And I pretty much found them as a little fun thing to just chuck in for any consumer, and it's a little cool thing to play with. So the other thing is that the Canon can record at full HD video. I'll go through that later in the video where we look at video quality. So the Canon also has quite good low light capabilities, having an ISO expandable from 100 to 12,100. It also has 4.3 FPS continuous shutter. The Canon also has a 31 AF points, so you can make sure you get everything focused, and also features the new Digi5 processor. So some of the other hardware features include, it also has a hot shoe, which is compatible with all Canon speed lights. One thing it does not have is an optical or electronic viewfinder. This is actually quite a problem I saw, where you have to, if you're using it in the sun, you actually get a lot of glare on it and you can't actually see anything. So one thing they didn't include an optical viewfinder, which is quite a downturn. As you can see, it's on the Nex 7, Nex 6 and also the OMD. Some overall comments in terms of features and usability. Well, it's got a full range of features. It's got enough features software wise that you can use for any shoot. Any consumer can just have it, whip it out and put it in automatic mode or manual mode, and they're easy enough to use. In terms of the optical viewfinder, as I said, that's quite a downturn, but it's good with its compatibility for all EF lenses with an adapter, and also the hot shoe where you can use any Canon speed light to use it. So I'm going to rate the features and functionality a 7 out of 10. So next we move on to the design. Well, the design of the Canon EOS M is like the, as you can see in the compact range, the S110 or the S100, except it's slightly thicker, and it's a bit more bulky in terms of size. Comparing it to other mirrorless cameras on the market, it's actually quite thin for what it has. Compared to the OMD, the OMD is slightly thicker. But if we look at like the Sony range, the Sony's much thinner, and also has more of a grip onto it. So the camera itself has like a little edge on the side of the camera, which allows you to grip it. In terms of actual functionality, this is not that great ergonomically, because it doesn't, as the camera is quite boxy, it's actually quite hard to grip, and even the thumb grip on the back, it's kind of hard to use. But in terms of actual size and weight, it's pretty well distributed when you have the 1855 or the prime lens on it. Overall comments on the design, it doesn't look ugly, but it's not the prettiest thing in the world. But in terms of design, it's actually quite boxy design. It's quite small, it's light, and it's pretty easy to use as well. So I'm just going to give this one a 6.5 out of 10. So now we're going to move on to image quality. Here's a range of test shots with the 22mm f2 and the 1855 f3.5 to 5.6. Enjoy. So just some conclusion about image quality. Well, I was actually quite impressed about how it actually performed in a whole range of situations, in bright lights, in overcast days. I think this is due to having the APC CMOS sensor, which is the same size as pretty much the 650D. So you're getting full DSLR quality in such a small compact body. And with the 18 megapixels, meaning that you can actually crop a lot of it and still retain a lot of detail. So I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. So now we're going to go into video quality. Well, the Canon Eos M records at 1080p at 25 and 24 frames per second, 720p at 50 frames per second, and 480p at 25 frames per second. So now I'm just going to go, we're just going to watch some, you can watch some test footage that I've taken, both with handheld and on a tripod. So this is the handheld video with the Eos M, and check on the video recording. So this is autofocusing with the Eos M, continuous autofocus. And so this is the handheld with the 18 to 55 IS. So guys, just some overall comments about video quality. Well, the video quality, just like the image quality, is actually really good. It's got all your settings for video. You can do manual exposures. You can control all your shutter speed, aperture in the manual mode that you can choose. Along with, you also have an automatic mode that you can choose. It was actually quite stable with the 1855 IS. Really sharp video as well. In terms of autofocus, it wasn't great. In terms of continuous autofocus, it was alright. But it was a bit slow, as it back focuses quite a lot on this camera. But in terms of the overall video quality, I'm just going to give it a 9 out of 10 because I believe this is quite quality video for what you get in this package. So now I'm going to talk about the overall usability of the actual camera. In terms of its lenses, in terms of actually adapting to EF lenses, I thought that was quite good, and its compatibility with all speed lights, it was quite usable with, so I could use any other flash or on there. So the autofocus was a huge problem in terms of being able to capture each moment fast enough. I mean, I saw this camera, it back focuses heaps. Definitely I tried this on the 22mm and the 18 to 55. Just the motor itself is just not fast enough, that kicks in fast enough in order to actually capture those moments. It was actually really bad when using kind of doing video as well. I mean, you have to pretty much turn it to manual focus and then you're alright. And it also plays up with some of the continuous shutter as well, because you're not able to focus fast enough, and so you can't actually press the shutter, or it doesn't release the shutter enough times, because it only allows you to release it when it autofocus. Yeah. Another downfall I think could have been added into the camera is a bit more dials. I mean, all your modes now, you have to go through the menus to actually look through them. I mean, that's kind of a Canon thing. But in terms of like the OMD or the even the Nex 6, they actually have dials you can choose all the modes from. I think if Canon included one of them, that'd be probably much better, and probably the version 2 version of that one. But one thing that was actually good was actually the touchscreen. The touchscreen actually helped a lot with this menus. I'm actually touching it instead of actually going through the menus. Was actually quite good. I was actually surprised, and it was quite responsive on the screen. So overall, I give usability a 7 out of 10. The autofocus really pulls it down in this stage. So with the countdown now, with all the points tallied up, let's see how the Canon Eos M performed. Okay, so looking back, features. I scored it 7 out of 10. I thought it had a whole range of features into it, but could have included a few more stuff. Design, got a 6.5 out of 10. I mean, it could have been improved. The Sony Nex has the extra grip on there. All the Olympus ones have a bit more grip on them. I thought it could have been improved just slightly ergonomically. So image quality. In terms of image quality, I scored it a 9 out of 10. It was really good image quality with the big sensor in it, so that's why really sharp images came out from that. So that's a 9 out of 10. Video quality. In terms of video quality, I scored a 9 out of 10 as well. Aside from being autofocus in the video was kind of lacking, the manual focus in that was actually quite good. In terms of actual your settings, you can choose a wide range of settings as well as quite smooth video. And usability. It was actually quite usable. Too much menu settings. Could have included a few more dials, and autofocus really pulled it down. So that was a 7 out of 10. So now let's get to the final tallies. Drum roll, please. Alright. So the Canon EOS M overall scored a total of 38.5 out of 50. So overall, it's all okay camera, very usable, a good image quality. If you want something that's small, compact, kind of light, that you can just bring around everywhere or use as a kind of a second body, as it is compatible with all the EF lenses, this is probably a good choice for you. I mean, it's not really up there in terms of the OMD, the Nex 6, Nex 7, but if you want something that's mid-range, you want to put your Canon gear on there, it's probably a good option. But in terms of the autofocus, it really pulls it down in pretty much all aspects. So this is John with LJPHOTOCORP with the review of the Canon EOS M. I hope you liked it. Please subscribe to our channel and put any comments, queries down below.